Hello, everybody. It is Friday, the 28th of August. And I think for the first time this month, I've got the date and the day correct, even when I proclaimed to have done yesterday, but didn't. So I hope you're all staying well and safe and happy. And all this week, Steph and I, through ADHD Unlocked, we have been looking at the thorny topic of habits. Now, with ADHD, I think we find it quite difficult to embed a new habit for various reasons, because we get bored, we can't stick it out, we can't see immediate results, etc. We don't have routines, blah, blah, blah. We don't plan properly, executive dysfunction. And also, we tend to get into bad habits quite readily and quite quickly, and fall into habits which don't necessarily serve us. So I'm not the only one that's really struggled to think, yeah, I'm going to get this habit nailed and it's going to become automatic, but never quite got there. So Steph, habits and adults with ADHD, what are your thoughts from yourself and the people you coach? It's not just me, is it?
Yeah, I mean, we're always like, you hear the should, I should do this, should. And as Tony Robbins says, can't help myself. We do have to try and stop shoulding all over ourselves. And to do that, that's why we think, okay, we've got to create this habit. We're now going to be that person that does their yoga, every single morning, and meditation, or is that person that doesn't reach for the chocolate bar, but instead gets the blueberry superfood out of the fridge. So we're going to be that person. But it's not easy, and definitely every session, I mean, coaching is all about creating habits, routines. I prefer rituals, like Tony Robbins says again, we are our rituals. And in the same way as the book we spoke about this week in ADHD Unlocked, in the same way, our habits make us who we are. I think the book says, there's a phrase, they say, every action you take is a vote for the person that you want to become.
That is very, very interesting. Now, I think what's happened with me in the past, Steph, and I'll be honest, is we set these very lofty goals for our habits and we go a bit over ambitious way too quickly. And therefore we fall down, and because it's too much in one go to handle. So James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, which is absolutely brilliant, he will advocate starting very, very small. So, oh, look, and here's one of mine as well. So double recommendation for Atomic Habits, which is absolutely brilliant. But he recommends going really, really small and easy. So something that's going to take you literally 2 minutes or less to do. And we know from the science of habits that it takes approximately 66 days to embed a habit so that it becomes automatic. And that's what we need to get to, guys, because once we get to that point, we don't have to think about it anymore. It will just happen. We don't have to make the effort to tick that habit off the list, because we'll just find ourselves doing it. And I found myself, Steph, with my yoga. I've now been doing it, I think, for about 9 weeks non-stop. So I'm kind of about there, but I haven't been ticking off the days. I'll have to go back and kind of see how many days. If I've reached 66, I'm not far off. But I am finding I'm not having to think about it. I'm just doing it. I'm not having to go, oh, I must do my yoga. Oh, what am I supposed to be doing next? But I started off very small. I started off with 5 minutes. And I've gradually increased it. So that is one tactic that we can use. But there's a bit of controversy about whether or not we go too much for the goals with our ADHD, focus too much on the goals and not enough on our system itself. And James Clear will argue that goals will help you plan your progress, but actually it's the systems themselves will actually get you there. So it's almost like the goals are the map, but the system is the car, and that's more important, which is debatable for an ADHDer. I don't know if that translates for the way our brains work, and if we need the goals more front of mind for our motivation. I don't know. What would your thoughts be on that?
Yeah, I Definitely think that having ADHD, because of the authentic interest, we need to have compelling goals in order to stay motivated to create the habit. I would say you're right in terms of actually being able to hit the goal. We're more likely to hit it if we've got good systems in place, which would include developing certain habits. But I still maintain that we want to get out of our own way as much as possible. And if there's an automated way of, of setting up a system that takes you out of the equation, then even better, right? If you can. But yeah, very much. We are our systems. We are our habits. So they are really important. But again, because we do get so excited about so many things, right? I just fear that if you are just focusing on the systems, you're going to have a lot of systems, but to what end? Because I'm always all about in my coaching about starting with the end in mind, which again is not easy for an ADHDer, but we need to have, that compass. We need to know what the end goal is, and we need to really feel motivated to reach that. And we did talk in the group about how it's all about working out who you want to be, like what type of person do you want to be? Because to create a habit, you've got to really embed it. It's got to align with who you are or who you want to become. So that to me would sound like the goal of who you want to be, who you've come here to be, your vision is kind of paramount for an ADHD, I'd say.
Yeah, I would agree that we do need to set those goals and set our vision in order to pick the right habits, I guess. But I'm finding that the little tips and tricks, because I've set goals for years about what kind of person do I want to be. I want to be, calm and zen and do my loads of yoga and meditation every day and fit and healthy. But that's never quite what is happening, is because I've started really small. I'm now starting to be, I am going for a walk every day and I haven't missed, in the green. I am doing my yoga every day. I am meditating every day because I started really small. So I suppose I'd still have that goal in mind, but just the goal itself with lofty ambitions attached to the end of it. So you goal and then you go, yeah, I'm going to meditate for like 20 minutes a day and do an hour of yoga. That's, I think, the crucial thing here where we go wrong. We have these great goals, but then we attach unrealistic systems to the end of it. So possibly that's where I've sort of seen this success, is that I've started to congratulate myself for tiny little wins. Oh yeah, I've only done 5 minutes, but I haven't broken a day, and then you get longer and longer and longer in terms of your exercise, and you make sure that you go out every day. But I think it's just being kind to yourself, being realistic and starting small, whilst attached to lofty long-term goals of being very calm and said, don't know how long that's going to take to get there, but I'm acting as if I'm the kind of person that goes and meditates and walks in the woods every day and does yoga, and actually I am now, which is kind of strange. Kind of person that years ago would have taken the mickey out of. That kind of person that's all zen. But I started really small. Do you think that's the answer here? Or do you think sometimes other ADHDs might need to go in and see that massive difference quickly? I don't know.
Yeah, I think tied to the whole black and white thing, we don't really, we're not very good in the gray area, particularly starting off. It's got to be, I mean, there are some ADHDers, I know in some coaching sessions, I've been quite impressed that when we work back to see how they've managed to kind of change their way of thinking or do that thing, there was a moment where they just decided. And actually Tony Robbins talks about this, I must change this, I will change this changes now type of thing. And some ADHDs can just do that. Something just goes in their brain and it's like, that is it, this is it. And then they just, they need that kind of drastic commitment to like get started. Whereas other ADHDs, there's no one rule fits all, right, for us. Like for instance, with Mish, it sounds like just setting the bar lower for once, right? Because so many of us like, it's got to be like this up here. But just, even just if I just do 5 minutes, just if I do like, 1 minute of like, I do downward dog, and like, yay, that's a start. And it is that getting started, which is so difficult for most of us ADHDers. So isn't it that quote that talks about, you know, the journey of 1,000 miles takes that single step? And so, yeah, it's along those lines. Just keep it achievable. Going back to the whole smart outcomes, you know, and achievable is right there. It's got to be achievable. And
Yeah, and I think that's where I've been able to be easy on myself and kinder to myself by congratulating myself for those small wins, and actually embedding my habit has been more important than actually, you know, how many minutes have I achieved. So I focus more on embedding the habit rather than the actual goal of being, you know, fit, healthy, zen, calm. I've actually focused more, and that's been more successful. So I think for ADHDers here, it's all about experimenting with what works. But I have definitely found that focusing on getting it done every day, no matter how small, and acting as if I am that kind of person, has really worked for me. And actually, the dopamine hit, I'll congratulate myself after I've done it, even if it is a small amount, rather than saying to myself, yes, you know, you could have run 45 minutes and you haven't. It's all about you've done this, well done, and getting into that positive mindset as well. It's just really worked for me.
yeah, no, well, 9 weeks, right? That's evidence. Yeah, you got to build that evidence, and that does work for you. So more of that, right? Like, because
Yeah,
that does work.
because we can't see that those small changes. So I wouldn't have been able to get the immediate reward from seeing the changes that my habit has given me. So I need to artificially create that to give me more of a kind of immediate rewards,
That
which is
makes
part of
sense.
the habit loop.
Yeah, because yeah, Mish, you and I have talked about this. Like, remember we talked about the scoring and the scoreboards and how a lot of ADHDers love are so motivated just by, you know, looking at the score going up. I've hit that, and they're competing with themselves, competing with others, like with my husband and Strada. I can't remember. You know that
Java.
cycle, and you watch where everyone else goes and you try and improve their times or that kind of thing. That type of thing doesn't work for me, right? So with yoga and developing the yoga, for me, it's more, and I could see the immediate results straight after in terms of the way I was able to hold it together, for instance, around screaming children, melting down everywhere, and like, wow, this stuff works, you know? So there's an immediate feedback and reward for me. And so that's the thing that keeps me going, is that there's just that immediate reward. So yeah, it's all going to be different depending on what habit in what kind of ADHD you are. So test and measure, and don't be afraid to fail. And we'll be talking more about embracing failure next week. Yes, but I know,
Yes.
Mish, we said we would just talk for 10 minutes and then spend the rest of it showing everyone the great reveal. Mish, would you like to
We've
give
got
some?
something very exciting to share with you, for the paying members of the ADHD Unlocked community, which we've been working on for a while. We're continually improving what we're doing here at ADHD Unlocked, but we have a portal which has all our resources, which is ready to start sharing with you in a couple of days. So we wanted to give you a sneaky peek as to what you can find on our portal, which we're very excited about.
Yes, and very, I have to say as well, very grateful to my husband, Gavin, who spent quite a lot of time getting this portal up and running for us. So very big thanks to him. And I think you members are definitely going to be grateful to him as well, because no longer will you be kind of, hang on, where is that thing? Where's that thing they spoke about? It's you're going to see, it's just so easy to navigate, right? And I'm all about we're all about accessibility, given we're all ADHD. So I'm just going to share now what this looks like. So members, so if you're not yet a member of ADHD Unlocked, then now's the time so you can enjoy our portal and reap the benefits. And members, thank you. Existing members, thank you for sticking with us and going through this with us, and your feedback. Thank you for your survey feedback. We've listened to you, and this is what we have created. So you join the portal through the website, and as you'll see on your left, we've got all the topics, guys, all the topics we've done so far each week. And all you need to do, for instance, if we wanted to say, look at positive self-talk, you just click on that week, and here, sorry, Michelle, do you start talking here? There's Michelle again. So you've got your webinar. Oh, and there you go. You've also got your slides. Okay, so your slides are right here too, straight under your webinar. Okay, Mish, I know this is going to be painful, but if you really wanted to, if you didn't quite get enough of Michelle, you could see her on all 4 screens. But these are the lunchtime nudges from the week. Okay, and yes, we don't recommend you watch all 4 at the same time. And then at the bottom, your weekly summary. So say you guys aren't that keen on going through all the videos and things like that, you got your summary right there and your slides, which a lot of our members are always asking us for copies. So now they'll be able to find out where they are. So in addition to our focus topics and accessing all our nudges and webinars, our members were very pleased to see, because we've already given them a sneak peek, the paying members, this calendar, right? So we've got a calendar of when the next event is, for instance. So on the 31st, if you can literally just click into the actual event, and this is a huge plus because it's all just going to be there for you. You don't have to go hunting around for, hang on, where was that email? Where was that link? Straight through your portal. Also the Facebook group. So this link actually goes to our members only Facebook group. So if you click that, you're straight into your members only Facebook group. And then for new members, there's an onboarding process, and then our daily feed. So we've got accountability emails that are sent out to our members. It's all on your dashboard. And then we've got all our resources, all the exercises that we get our members to have a go with, and all the lunchtime lockdowns as well are all here too, sorted by it. Again, wouldn't advise you click on all of them at the same time, but looky here. So they're all here for our members. So yeah, we are very excited and can't wait to share this with you guys.
Yeah, really, really excited about this, because you'll be able to download PDFs and all sorts of resources from the platform on all the various topics, search for them, etc., etc. So everything's there, so you don't feel that you're missing out. You can just pick and mix and choose whenever you can. Now, we have listened to our members. We've had lots and lots and lots of survey responses. Steph, can I just ask you to mute your mic maybe a little, because we've got a bit of an echo, so do apologize, it's a bit off-putting hearing myself come back at myself. So yeah, completely lost my thread. How ADHD of me. What was I saying, Steph? What was I saying? I've completely forgotten. Oh yes, the survey results. Yeah, the survey results. So people were finding that 5 days a week and 5 sessions a week to catch up on, if you can't make it, were rather a lot. So some people wanted fewer, like 1 or 2, but the majority of you wanted 3 sessions a week. So you'll still get the same volume of content, you'll still get the webinar, but it will be done via the portal and PDF downloads and stuff like that you can download and access the material. So we're going to have 3 emails a week, so you're not getting overwhelmed. So there'll still be the same information, if you like, on each topic, so you're not losing out. It's just in a more digestible form now that we've got the portal, and so 3 times a week and 3 emails a week, so it's easier for you to feel that you can catch up, but you're not missing out on the information. So the same quality of information on our ADHD topics are going to be there. And next week, we forgot it was bank holiday, so we need to change the calendar date. So we'll be doing Tuesday, Wednesday and Friday next week for members for our live sessions. So but very, very exciting, and the portal will just improve and go from strength to strength, won't it, Steph?
Yeah, no, definitely. And it just takes that pressure off, because I know that a lot of you were thinking, oh, this is yet another thing to kind of sign up to that I need to keep up with. And you know, we are all quite busy. It's really difficult, isn't it, with our ADHD? We never really feel like we've got enough time at all, so let alone for another thing to sign up to. But that's the beauty of this, is that it's just all there. You don't have to worry about attending you know, the lives, because they will be recorded. So yeah, it takes the pressure off.
It does, it does. And I know that the portal said sleep. We just did that as an example because we still have to update it before we go finally live. But next week we're doing embracing your failure. Is that right, Steph?
Yeah, embracing failure, stepping out of your discomfort zone.
Yes, embracing failure. So yeah, so thank you very much to Steph's husband for the portal. We're very, very grateful. Gavin, you've done a sterling job, and we can't wait to be able to use the portal and just be able to click through to the sessions, so and find what you want whenever you need. So very exciting. But in the meantime, remember your habits, and we want to break a bad habit and embed a good habit. Start small. Remember, goals are important, but the system is just as important, because that helps you get to your goal, and congratulate yourself so that you can get that immediate reward. Are our tips for embedding a habit. So thank you, everybody, and have a great bank holiday weekend. So we'll be back on Tuesday for the members, and back on Friday for those of you, but we are going to have an offer which we're going to launch next week for new members, because of the to celebrate the portal. So I don't know if I've forgotten anything, Steph, to,
Nope.
to members know.
Nope.
So that's great. So have a lovely bank holiday, everybody, and we'll see you back here next week. So take care and have some good habits going over the bank holiday weekend, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. Bye bye.